Looks like we're going to have a mid-east to southwest drop here. It's going to open up Military Island to more players than last time, I imagine. Center areas like School and Rosshawk might be a little more crowded also. You see plenty of players hopping towards Milta Farm, potentially Novo or Military Base. Yaz is going to have a pair of teams fight it out once again. Apartments just have a single squad posted up there and a single team over at Roz. A single team headed over towards Watertown, but I believe they're looking for vehicles and they're going to try to stretch this and make their way over towards Georgopol. Judging by their current position here, to make their way along that road. Pyro Black Rose is also part of their team. He's landed it. Let's take a look here. As two players come whizzing overhead. Still pretty high up in the air. They shouldn't really be pressured by him, even if he does snag a weapon. And you do see Team 16 getting picked up, going to make their way over towards Georgopol and get that loot option. We do only have the two teams that he is opting for some shots, it looks like. Oh, he found a sniper rifle and an 8 times right off the bat. It was 6 times rather. Very handy. He's going to make his way up towards Georgopol to maybe team up, group up with his team. Just a pair of teams down in the Military Island. Excuse me for just a second. All right. Early game's going to be another slow one. Actually, it's going to be even slower than we saw last time. Not very many teams opting to take hot drops. Nobody really in contention to fight one another at this point in the game. Team 2 spread along Gatka and this entire west coast. Let's take a look at that spread. Just how far they are from one another, but giving themselves space to loot independently in an area of the map where there's probably not anybody else. And they're right, there's not really anybody until they get over towards Gatka, and they'll run into some trouble with Team 1. That's the major difference between competitive lobbies and pub lobbies. Is you wanna, in pub games, you wanna usually stick with at least one other player. Dropping in squads games. That way you're safe from hot droppers and you're safe from other people. Whereas in competitive lobbies, players are looking to largely just drop away from everyone else. Just make sure they get their entire squad kitted, themselves some vests, armor, some guns, helmets, scopes, and just give their team the best chance to really get a high placement in the tournament, because they're not really looking for immediate kills or that immediate payoff. They want the high payoff of the late game win. Still got plenty of time here. Players looting up still. Take a look at the first drop we have, the first crate. It's going to be an AUG, a full set of 3s, sniper extendo mag, and the ghillie suit. That's going to be a very lucrative crate drop. It's right next to one of my favorite compounds. Nobody's seen it or gone for it at this point. Next him moving back towards his teammate. You may see Epic Hull head over towards that crate. It'd be a really good pickup for his team, as they did come out with the win in the first match. Picking up an early crate could lend them a lot. couple meds in there, a level 2 helmet you're going to see Chris pick up. This might be interesting. Final Horseman finds himself in a bit of an uncomfortable position. GG Chris. Making a move. With that vehicle rolling over, I think he may lose Chris's steps. It's going to be very close. The third party team actually posts up in that compound. Chris is eyeballing him, but I don't think he knows that Horseman is here. This is a dangerous position for GG and also a dangerous position for Final Horseman. I believe there's only 2 GG players that ended up dropping in this lobby. I don't know if they had team issues or what, but let's look in the north here where a player just rips into here. Who is that? It's Yoda09. Was ripping into this compound and almost lost his life as a result. I say almost, as he makes his way behind that compound. Is going to be able to maybe heal up and just take a moment to collect himself. Teammate now start peppering shots over that direction. Big blue warehouse. Take a look here. Final Horseman does get the knock onto Chris, but now here comes his teammate. Actually, I lied. GG. And that's going to be an early exit here for Horseman. He's going to finish him right off. They did lose a teammate there, but the 1-for-1, not too shabby. Another player rolling in. Gideon trying to make his way in somewhere safe. They've already lost 2, actually, because Crope goes down. I think he went down driving through there. Dimier now goes down driving through there as well. What a terrible decision, I guess. Final actually getting ripped so hard here. They tried to split this road. Tried to go right down the road, and Team 13 have it split between compound and compound, you see here. And they just absolutely lasered everybody coming through there. They got 2 knocks onto Team Final, or Final Gaming rather. And all that's remaining now is Gideon. Gideon now just holding on to what he can, which is in the shelter. He wants to be as safe as possible. It's going to allow him to not really get flanked by anybody. And in the meantime, it looks like Epic Halt was able to pick up that AUG from the crate. He's got himself this set of 3s. He left the ghillie suit apparently. Looks like I Pray though is not going to leave it. Might as well utilize that. And in Big Blue, we have seen a knock coming out from Yoda. Yoda, who went driving past them earlier and took a lot of damage for it, now gets that knock. It might open the doors to this blue compound. We'll watch and see what he decides to do here. If he goes back to group up with his team, or if he decides to pressure this compound further. It looks like they are going to pressure this compound, and that is going to be problematic here. Let's take a look here as he's just running straight in. Yoda runs straight in. Legend. Dingo holding that. Now it's up to who? Let's see. It's XM Gateway. XM Getaway, rather. Gets a lot of smoke out. Gets a nade out. He's going to start going for a res, I'd imagine. The smoke is clearing. He hasn't even got for a res, but Team 8 already have. There's going to be a big problem here. Exum doesn't look like he's prepared for this at all. I'm not sure if he's lagging or if he disconnected or what, but he's not moving at all. I think he's just waiting for his defeat here. Legend's going to throw a nade in there. Go a little bit past. Bottle Live going to jump by. You're going to see him just sitting there. do fall. And they are eliminated last in 17th place. Teammate gonna enjoy the spoils of war there as they get themselves 4 kills pretty early on. PRMQQ looking to make his way across the bridge, but he opted for... Boy, this could be dangerous here. Team 10 sprayed him down pretty hard there. Oh, and they're going to rip across the bridge instead, which is best for them. And as I say that, they do get knocked. There's already a team there set up. eBay did a good job of putting some pressure down. And Dream going to roll right by him, actually. Strongik actually has stayed on the bridge, and Steve now is going to pressure these teams on the hill. That could be problematic. FaZe.Locker took a lot of damage to get another knock there. eBay gets traded some damage there. PRM going to be coming for the backup. Cloud still smoked out. Hear those shots come out from eBay. In the background, FaZe.Locker does take out Steve. It's going to be a finish on him, and now eBay's in some major trouble as his back is no longer covered as these players peek the hill. He's going to be looking to group up here with PRMQQ. And now it gives time for Cloud Jake to get res. A wide angle on this. And Team 10 have now stabilized. FaZe.Locker going to take a second to probably get a first aid off. I'm trying to make his way over towards a gas station. Actually spotted them out. And look at the backside. This is the 4th member of Team 7. Iquitos is still on the opposite side of the bridge. It's a knock on a 1. He's doing a lot of damage there. He's going to finish off Cloud Jake. Strongich just 1. He must have 1 health right here. 0 health. He's actually on 0 health, and he will actually get knocked. Iquitos doing a good job knocking him as he pops that smoke. And now the tides have turned back in favor of Team 7, it looks like. And Team 10 are going to find themselves in probably just a bail position. These 2 players are going to want to just rotate out of that area and maybe head over to the corner. While that's going on, it looks like Team 1 is holding down their own against Noobster. Noobster does get taken down by his teammates in the compound just north of him. Players making that rotation into the next circle. Strongich will get finished off, and as I said, Dream will be moving in towards Milta. Team 4 pick up another crate here. That's 2 sets of 3s on them. They've already got the ghillie suit. What is that? The AWM. And if I had to pick a favorite for this match, it would have to be them again. After such a strong performance in match 1, being equipped with 2 full sets of 3s. Man, they're looking pretty. Owned by Kev here. Trying to get eyes on the farm. She's occupied by TA here. You need to be careful. We got some spray down action going on. Looks like Team 8 able to get a pair. They tried to drive by, but Yoda and Legend were quick on the trigger. Hard crash is coming in. Let's take a look here. Rebel coming in towards Gideon. Gideon's going to spray him immediately and try to draw them away. Try to force them away, rather. They don't want anybody to really post up and try to make an approach at his compound. This is not even necessarily, although he would like a knock, would like a kill on that. That is more to just make sure people stay away. Rebel has not done so, and his vehicle is one shot away. He can't afford to run into anything. He can't afford. He does manage to get out of that vehicle. Falling Crow now tries to make his way past, taking us down to about half health. His vehicle, anyways. He's going to be okay for the time being, but he stops just outside this other compound, which has a team in it. Ivan, let's take a look at his position. They're both ready. He thought a nade instead of his gun. He should be spraying it down right now, they find themselves on the receiving end of some damage here. Let's take a look from who. Maybe Team 5 in the adjacent combo. Meanwhile, Rebel, last man standing for Team 20, gets chased down by Team 1. Fear no fear with the constant pressure after seeing that vehicle get taken down so low, that buggy. It chased him down to confirm the kill and knocked that team out of the running. We got 15 teams remaining though. Gonna have this circle coming in just a moment. And it is out, and it does have a little bit of both islands. The island and the mainland, I should say. And just take a look at these players just buggying in, cruising into this safe zone. Gideon wants to be one of the first people in. There's already several here, but he needs to make sure he gets himself a decent center position. He's going to be right by GG Ozzy here, who I think my game might have crashed when I clicked over. Let's give it a second. I do believe I have a game crash on my hands here, folks. Give me just a second. I will try to get back in. I'm loading back into the game right as we speak, so just hang with me. Hopefully it will let me reconnect here. We'll get you back into the action. What we were essentially watching at that point was players rotate into that next circle. As it did get much tighter, there was much less real estate up for grabs. And we were looking at Final Gideon, who was trying to make his way in as a lone player, one of the few lone players in the game at this point. But he was starting to get pressured by Ozzy, so we'll see. Take a look at the map real quick and see if he managed to make it in. He did. He managed to make it past, but take a look there. Driving in and blowing up. Team 5 did a good job of pressuring them as they rolled in. The vehicle explodes heavily. Hess got to be careful now as he is taking shots from GG across the way here. Gideon, meanwhile, just holding up his own from the safety of that building. He's not going to move until he has to. Monty gets knocked from across the way here. Team 13 have turned it up a notch here. So they want to keep the pressure on. They've got a couple kills so far in this match. Some long-range UMP shots. I love this with the 4 times from Cybit. He's got plenty of ammo to work with. Team 17 going to be running into the blue zone and actually going to be a little uncomfortable for them. Phase 3 is not too bad. When it starts taking Phase 4, it's a little bit worse, but Phase 5 is when it really starts to be a problem. These guys shouldn't have a problem except the fact that they have Vado live and his team is playing Gatekeeper. You're going to see the first knock come out onto the MJ Koenig. Legend with some good accuracy there, and you're going to see Vado posting up as well onto Cancio, trying to make something up. Oh, and Cancio gets taken pretty low. He's going to have to first aid this quickly as the blue is ticking. It looks like he's bandaging, actually. Cancio manages to get one off, but meanwhile, Mila does get taken down. Yoda, a great shot onto... they trade damage there, Legend and Cancio. Cancio gonna pop another first aid, but he's only got 1 left along with a med kit, so now he needs to make a decision here. Do they run straight in? Do they opt to rotate elsewhere? I don't think they have too many options. The straight in path is a little bit unlikely. It's gonna be very difficult, actually. Snyman making his YOLO run in here. If he's able to get it to this compound, he could potentially keep the flank up. This could provide a little bit of pressure relief for Cancio, but Cancio's going to have to get that med kit off if he's going to survive here. He's got some bandages. You do see him ticking the health away. Snyman makes his way in, but he's in the wide open here. I'm not sure they realize he made it this far, though. Cancio, in the meantime, should be taken down shortly. Just healing as much as he can. He's trying to out-bandage this. Take a look at this. He's trying to out-bandage this to get himself high enough health to get this med kit off. Unfortunately, I'm not sure he has enough. It's going to be close. He's using that med kit. Yeah, okay, it should be enough. He's going to get this med kit off. But now he's got to go. He's got no time. Just make that run, son. You have no time. Put your gun away. Just go. We're going to have that next wave start to move. And he opts to take a couple shots. And I imagine that's going to be the end of him in the blue. Meanwhile, his teammate did manage to make it into Milta here. He's making that run in. That's going to be huge for him. Look at this. Player right on the ridge next to him. He's not even taking any shots yet. Look at this. He goes prone. And he actually loses out. It was an easy headshot. Player was standing still, not even looking. Legend is going to have time to recover. Simon takes some shots, meanwhile, at Vado, but these guys should peek the hills shortly, and Legend should be able to pick him off. Vado straight down. He goes prone, and Vado loses vision of him, but he pops right back up in the middle of a reload, and Vado's going to take him out and move his way into this next circle. And it looks like he should be good to make it into this position. Teammate, I've already locked it down. It's going to be in the safe zone for the time being. A lot going on the map right now. On the west side, we saw Team 12 try to make it in, unable to, as Team 2 lock it down. That compound. They're going to have to move again, though. And look at this circle for Team 4. Absolutely perfectly centered. They have the main compound in the safe zone. In fact, the only major compound there. Has got a couple small shacks and buildings here. But nothing that's going to be too significant. A lot of open field as well. Team 4 sitting pretty. Team 8 are going to try to make their way in here. Team 4 taking a lot of shots, and most of them seem to be on the opposite side. Epic Halt has actually spotted someone out, but he takes some damage there. I tried to click on him. Yeah, he got helmeted there. He's taken quite low. There's a team that's going to push these guys out of here. I imagine it'll be Team 8. It's a tough siege, but they're going to try to make it work. They need to get some smokes out and get to the edge of this building, the edge of this compound. Players rolling in here. Derek's gets knocked. This Piggut tries to make it in. Let's take a look at Final Gideon. He's one of the solo players that we mentioned. He's been hanging on for a long time. Gotta reload there. He's almost out of ammo as well. He's got a clip and a half of pride remaining. Vital finds himself in the middle of a lot of action here. Up close against Final Gideon's position. Players pushing in here, and it's going to be the end for Esports and his team as well, as they get completely wiped out on that rotation. Team 2 eliminated in 9th. Ozzy still making that rotation in. Going to group up with Piggut, and they do have a little bit of a compound here. Not much of a compound, rather, but the shack, anyways, with some vantage cover. In the meantime, looks like Team 8 got ripped pretty hard there by Team 4 as they tried to make their way in. Legend makes his way the furthest. He's prone in the field, but he has no helmet. One headshot here from Smile, and it's going to be the end. Smile spotted him out, but he to land again. Elo Stingos now trying to get a little bit of cover. Ozzy managed to wipe out Final Gideon, and that should be the end there for Team Final Gaming. And a very uncomfortable redraw there for most players. It's going to force everybody into another area. Team 10 in the south very quickly taking down eBay, and they have one more player lurking, I believe. Make that 2. On the edge of the blue here. Looking for... Oh, and the drop from Dreams backdoors PRM. And FaZe.Locker looking for the pressure here. He's going to come around the corner. He's going to win the spray down. FaZe.Locker is the winner there. He's going to take a second to come over here and loot this. He's got 55 seconds to reassess, get everything he needs. He's going to be fully kitted. Maybe a little bit of damaged armor. But he should be able to make his way in. Prey, meanwhile, trying to gatekeep this. He saw a lot of action. He saw a lot of kills come up in the kill feed. Only 13 players remain, actually. And we get a trade between Owned by Kev and Hesse. Hesse was knocked, but they should be able to pop a smoke and get that res off. Both teams should be able to get this res off, although it's going to be a little bit more difficult for Team 5 having to go into this middle of this open field. I take that back. They should be able to hold this ridge, which will give them a pretty good position. Maybe the best position in the game, as this ridge right here is prime position, and everybody else is on the south side. So everybody else is going to have to enter through this field. It's going to be very difficult. Let's take a look in the outskirts now. The blue is moving. We're on phase 6. This is going to do a lot of damage to these players. GG got wiped out there by Vital Detox here. Very well played from him, but as soon as he makes a move, you see him duck and dodge, but that blue is right on him. He needs to stay out of the blue. The blue is going to knock him, though. His teammate, though, stays alive for the time being. He's running. He's sprinting. He's got players in front of him. But look at that Epic Hulk. Managed to get that kill off. But now they're pressured by the blue. And they don't have a lot of cover here. Epic Hulk is going to get knocked. And Team 5 just bam on him. They hadn't really prepared. Team 4 were not really ready for that rotation out of there. And they suffer a little bit as they lose a member. 2 teams remaining at 3-on-3, where Team 5 have priority here. Nades coming out from Heavy, trying to clear the way a little bit. Meanwhile, Monty makes his way along this ridge line. Let's take a look at this vantage here from Owned by Kev. They're trying to utilize this smoke to really just peek the corners and maybe get a pick, provide themselves a little bit of cover. The problem here is that Team 5 has the circle. They have it all in their advantage. They don't need to go anywhere. They just need to hold the position. They'll be able to hear Team 4 rotate in, make their movements. Smile on that edge there. Hesse with the prone position. He's got a good prone position here. If he can hold this high ground, it should be the undoing for Team 4, because as soon as he gets a knock on the Smile, he'll be able to peek over this ridge and really just spray down Prey and Kev. And look at Majesty's taking the matters into his own hands. When he gets traded as a result here, it's going to be up to Hesse to really take a counter trade here. He's confused, though. He thinks the player's further down, and he's already lost both of his teammates, and now it's a 1-on-3. Should easily be able to take down Smile, and he does, but Trey's on point with the return fire. Just a reload off. He trades it out. It's a 1-on-1 here. Hesse trying to work his way in from this ridge. One by Kev now. So one by Hesse is pressured out of position now. He has time to take cover, though. Oh, and he doesn't quite get there. Owned by Kev, able to clutch it out. Back-to-back wins here from Team 4. Absolute monster performance from them. Didn't look good for them in the end, honestly, but they managed somehow to pull it out. That was a couple of quick knocks from Team 4, and they come out with the win. Another exciting close-range end of game there. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to get you guys scores all calculated, and then we're going to get you back into a lobby. Let me get you some music started. Here we go. Be back in just a few minutes.